Hello, everyone. On December the 21st, the winter solstice commences, actually at 9:21 a.m. London time. And this is the shortest day, the longest night, and the light is turning. So from now on, we can expect to have a little bit more light every day, first only for seconds. But actually by January, the end of January, we will kind of realize that yes, it seems to be a little bit longer when it's light, but for a while we still will have strong, harsh winter time, at least here in Hungary. Let's take a look at the solstice chart. This is for London, as I said, and we have Capricorn as our rising sign. So Capricorn Sun, Capricorn rising, a double Capricorn energy, which is not very nice to say the least, because it denotes very harsh circumstances and conditions for the next 3 months. This is valid until the vernal equinox, which is on 20th of March. So for the next 3 months, hardship will prevail, unfortunately. The sun is on the cusp of the 12th, hidden, and the chart ruler, Saturn, is on the cusp of the second. This does not show a very nice period financially and from a harmony point of view. It simply means that we will have to face financial hardships, and also the idea that we need to remain hidden, or things will remain hidden from us. The true nature of things, for sure. On the midheaven, there's Astraea. Scorpio midheaven, again, symbolizes some sort of secrecy, some sort of deep emotions regarding the future. And Astraea, the karma breaker, can help us change this energy. And on the IC, we have Hygeia. And Hygeia is, not Hygeia, sorry, Uranus. Why did I say Hygeia? Sorry. On the IC, we have Uranus. It's still the change. So at home, or in our homeland, or in our home circumstances, we will have some drastic changes. Those are the highlights of the chart. Yes, the Pulse Athena Lilith conjunction is still very tight. It symbolizes that these two strong feminine will still develop together, but at the moment they are hidden in the 12th house. So for the next 3 months, they will remain hidden. We also have a Virgo moon, which again kind of wants us to put things in order. Yes, but this is on the cusp of the 8th, and the 8th house, besides death and transformation and all kinds of esoteric and occult knowledge, also symbolizes karmic debts. So again, Saturn on the 2nd, the moon on the 8th cusp, and the sun on the 12th, those don't suggest very, very nice and sunny and happy times for the next 3 months, unfortunately. There is a complex planetary picture, which, first of all, is a karmic cage by the sun and the nodal axis, and also a fire-air kite. And the two are intertwined, so they actually will work together. The best aspect, of course, is the Pluto-Sedna trine, which became once almost exact in 2023. They at the very end, not very end, but at 27 degrees Capricorn and Taurus, but it did not become exact to the minute, because there was 1 or 2 minutes discrepancy. And then in 2024, this was the main, most characteristic and main karmic astrological aspect. Pluto means power and transformation, and Sedna means creation through dissection. And it simply gives us the potential, since this is a trine, to do away with anything that is hindering our development, and also to rearrange stuff in our lives, both in our personal life and in the world at large. And in 2024, twice it became exact in Earth signs. One was very funny because it was at 29 degrees 59. This is the most erratic placement that could be. So it was a stalled, a hindered transformation. And this is what we felt, that yes, the whole world was in turmoil. The whole world felt that we need some change. This cannot go on like this. The world cannot run into its own detriment. But we couldn't do anything about it. And if you look at how the powers that be are working against the people everywhere, and how the elite wants to impoverish the middle class. They simply want to do it, to take away all our things. It's funny how now you have these cashiers, the automatic cashiers. By the way, at, when I go into a shop and I want to buy something, okay, I expect to be served because that's what I'm paying for. That's why I'm going into a shop to buy something. And if I have to do the cashier's job, okay, I might as well ask the cashier to please go into the school and do my astrology lessons for my students because I'm actually doing her work. Do you see what I mean? So they are taking away our things. Another thing, for instance, now most of the people, for instance, in car, listen to music like on Spotify or whatever you want to listen to. But 20 years ago, we used to have CDs. 40 years ago, we used to have those black, huge uh, things, and they were quite. Uh, Sometimes they could get ruined just because it was very very tiresome and very dangerous to try to listen to music then. But CDs were fine. You could go into a shop and buy a CD and you could take it home and it was yours. Now on Spotify you pay for the music, you rent the music, it's never yours. And as the world is kind of pushing towards such an economy, it's called shared economy. This is exactly what they are aiming at. We should share our cars, we should share our houses, we should not own anything because it's stupid to own anything but this is the first instinct of a human being to own something. A baby is clinging to her little cuddly toy or her pacifier or whatever, because that is her identification in a way. And if you take away people's things, you take away their identification. So that's what they are aiming at. And so we know that this is happening, or they are trying to do this to us, and we can only hope that we won't be able to. They won't be able to succeed. Okay, in this particular complex planetary picture, another brilliant aspect is the Sun-Sedna bidirectional quincunx. Bidirectional quincunx is where one celestial object is direct, the other one is retrograde, work as a trine. And this highlights that we need to rearrange the world. We simply need to do something about it. And of course, the nodal axis is there. So the anchor point of the kite is the north node. Learn to fight for what's yours. That's the key. Okay, here are the transcendental celestial objects. I was not happy by any means that the sun is conjunct Hiroshima, one of the Japanese cities where the blew up the atomic bomb. And yes, if you look around, it's funny how the Biden administration, which still has a month when this occurs, when the solstice occurs, they will still be in power for 1 month. So they will try everything in their power to make matters worse, to make matters as bad as possible, because they are simply evil people. This is how I look at it. I don't know. Every time I look at these people, the runners of the administration, not Biden itself. Biden is a senile old guy. He no longer knows what's happening to him. And his carers, his handlers are running the show, and they are just evil, evil, evil people. This is how I look at them. We will see. But these are dangerous times. On North Node, you have Manvi. the king of the Valars in Silmarillion, and he is ruling the air and the skies and the birds and all kinds of tempests. And then Kaitos, which is the beta star of Set. And the constellation Set is below the ecliptic, and actually at a position, a so-called liminal space, where Taurus ends here and Aries has not started yet. And so then the celestial veil is overtaking those degrees on the zodiac. Bernadette Brady wrote about this in her one of her newsletters. But whatever, it was way like 20 years ago, but she was the first one, as far as I remember, who wrote about liminal spaces. And so this signifies the unconscious, how it breaks up from below. And on the south node, we have Darius, Hannibal, and the supergalactic center. So Darius is, of course, someone who has unlimited wealth, and Hannibal is the general who was able to cross the Alps. And the supergalactic center is a galactic point, so-called key celestial area in karmic astrology, and it signifies the dilemma of nothing is ever enough. And on Stena, you have Seneca, the philosopher, Pelion, the mountain of life that we need to climb in order to succeed, and Morsomnus, who was very prominent during the pandemic. Mors means death, Somnus means sleep. That's what happened. And the Pleiades are the home of the creator goddess. So something to have as a saving grace. Yeah, I think they are working on trying to give us another virus soon. So here's the troubling portion of this particular space-time moment, which again it will be valid for 3 months until the vernal equinox. As you see, the Virgo moon is opposite Saturn, and moon-Saturn aspects are always about depression or suppression as well. So if you look at it as a mundane chart, it could mean that the powers, those who are in power, the authorities, are against the people, the moon. But also on a personal level, this means depression. And the Jupiter-Saturn square is one of this space-time moment's most important aspect, signifying the fact that we need to find some balance. But with the square, we are unable to find a balance. What is a lot, what is very little, and what is enough. That's what we need to find. And in a way, the moon is highlighting this problem, this issue, helping us to find some sort of realization. But at the same time, Jupiter is at the apex. So Jupiter receives the two squares, the most tensionful thing, and Jupiter enlarges everything it touches. So it can enlarge the depression and also the dilemmas. So hardship and dilemmas will be there. Don't forget that Jupiter is on the cusp of the fifth, which is about happiness. So our happiness could also grow. But Saturn is on the cusp of the second, which is about resources. So that those are going to be diminished in a way. On the moon, you have Helio, Astarte, and Themis. Helio, the sun, Astarte, Ishtar, the love and war goddess, and Themis. She was a Titaness. Titans and Titanesses signify gods and goddesses before Zeus, and she was the goddess of order and divine order and law, divine law. That's what we need. That's what we need to restore. That's what we need to take into consideration first and foremost. And on the Jupiter, you have Pan and Valpurga. Pan is it has two meanings. It also means everything, universal everything, and also panic. So huge, it's something, a huge scare, which Jupiter enlarges. And Walpurga signifies the start of a new era, because Walpurgis was the Celtic summer period, the starting point of the summer. April 30th, May 1st, when in static time they only noted 2 seasons, winter and summer, and this was the summer set out. So there's a new era coming into, a happy era coming into. Let's hope it's the signification is right. There's a sliver in the chart, and slivers occur when the aspects are a little bit tight, not tight enough for forming a closed configuration. And here, this is what's happening, because Neptune is at 27 degrees, Uranus is at 24 degrees, so the sextile is not actually there, although it's a doubly applying position, so it will be sooner or later it will be exact. But in this case, it's not closing into a boomerang, and the reason what's happening is that with a sliver, you have one point where the energies are concentrating, and this is Vesta, the focusing principle. So it's a double concentration. Vesta Neptune is focusing, let's focus on our dreams. So it actually invites us to focus our dreams. At the same time, Vesta Aries opposition signifies the fact that there will be drastically altered outward circumstances, and we need to take them into consideration. We need to focus on them. And Vesta Uranus, first of all, it is the deliverance aspect, because the Saturn Vesta aspects signify karmic debts and oaths and promises, while Vesta Uranus is about getting rid of them, but also focus on the changes that are occurring to you. And sooner or later, you will realize, even if you are very liberal and very young, that something is bad, something is not right in the world, something is rotten in the world. And hopefully you will realize it in the next 3 months and will do something about it on your personal level, at least. If you look at the transcendental celestial objects, again, if you are here for the first time, I color code these objects. The purple ones or magenta ones are asteroids, and asteroids denote the personal karmic level. Blue are TNOs, FDOs, centaurs, trans-Neptunian objects, which describe our karmic wounds. And red ones are fixed stars, which are not part of the human existence, because they are not in the solar system. They are out there in the universe, so they usually describe universal energies. On Neptune, we have Circe, the sorceress, who is turning men into pigs. On Vesta, we have Spica and Arcturus, and Spica is the alpha star of the Virgo, the celestial virgin. It's a brilliant, beautiful, giving star. And Arcturus is the healing word for abuse victims who die of abuse at a very young age. So those souls are very, very disturbed, and they need to have a huge healing energy. And this is what administered on Arcturus. On Aries, we have Priamus, who was the king of the Trojans, so a main figure of the Trojan War. Who unfortunately is getting killed, and of course the Hygeia, which is the creation of sacred spaces. That's what we need badly to create some sort of sacred space and health during these drastically altered outward circumstances. And Lempo is the Finnish creator god, who then later on in Christian times is turned into a demon, or someone really black and horrible. And it signifies the process when there's a new era, and then the previous protagonists and heroes and gods and divinities of that era are being vilified and shunned. There's also a platform, a karmic platform in the chart. So platforms are vehicles for expressing your ideas. You can step on them and you can tell what you want. The base of this platform is the Ceres-Mars opposition. This is a solstice energy, but again, it is there for 3 months. So for the next 3 months, be careful what kind of problems and issues can arise within your family or your nurturing principle, because Mars is actually attacking Ceres. And the inner aspects are two quincunxes, and the first one is between Ceres and trans Pluto that I mentioned, jump, and the other one is the Mars and Pallas Athena Lilith conjunction. Mars and Pallas Athena are both war energies, but Pallas Athena is defense, while Mars is offense. So that's what they are there. And Lilith, of course, is revolt against injustice. And if you look at the transcendental celestial objects, on Mars, you have Ascalaphus. He was the gardener of the underworld and gave Persephone seeds of the pomegranate, and that is why she couldn't go back to the upper world. And Demeter was very, very mad at him and punished him. On Altar, on Mars also there's Altar, which is Beta Cancer, and it means in Arabic the seer or the sight. It gives you insight into things. So that's why it's a word for learning divine insight. On Ceres, you have Electra, Geisha, and abundance. Geisha is the old type of profession, but geishas were very learned, very beautiful women who actually were intellectual partners of men as well, not just sexual. So it's a lot deeper than just a concubine. And on Electra, she is the proxy soldier who doesn't want to fight and doesn't want to kill her own mother, but gets her little brother to kill their mother to punish her. So and that's what's happening in the world. On Pallas Athena, you have Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher Caesar, and Pholus, who represents someone, a reincarnation from 4 generations before. But if you look at its glyph, it almost looks like a bacteriophage, which is the virus that eats out the core of the normal cells and transports itself into it. And so again, this signifies the fact that they are trying to concoct another virus for us in the next 3 months. And on Lilith, on the asteroid Lilith, revolt against injustice. You have Selene, the moon goddess, victory, Ixion, the first documented psychopath, and Arsinoe, who was the half-sister of Cleopatra, and she signifies the end of an era. That's quite interesting. We will see what an end of an era is coming. Hopefully the Vogue era is coming to an end. And it's always good to look at the aspects between the visible planets. And here, of course, the main thing is the T-square between Moon, Jupiter, and Saturn, which is kind of dissolved by Venus, which is creating a mutable air engine with the Moon and Jupiter. The Venus-Jupiter trine is a huge blessing. It's an intellectual, because it's air, blessing of success and luck. The Moon Ceres, the Moon Venus quincunx is not very nice, because the two feminine sides of nurturing and loving are kind of having problems during these 3 months. And there are some minor aspects between the sun and the moon. There is a tridecile ingeniousness in altered states of consciousness. That's quite brilliant. Mars Sun biquintile is about learning how to fight. The general and the ruler are working together to win. The biquintile describes talents that have been gathered through a whole incarnation cycle, so during many incarnations. There's a quincunx between Jupiter and the Sun, a quindecile, And the Quindacilla, the 165 degrees, signify the ability and the will to win, and actually to prosper, because the Quindacilla is obsession, but also ambition. So there will be a huge ambition to win, to become lucky and to grow. And there's a quintile between the Sun and Saturn, so there will be the possibility to ingeniously be there and prevail. And there's also a septile between Mars and Jupiter, and this is the so-called champion combination, Mars and Jupiter. And the septile is mysticism. So those are the main aspects for the next 3 months. Happy Christmas, everyone. Have fun with your family and relax. And I will do will create a video on next year as well, of course, and from time to time whenever I see something interesting. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.